Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's happening, people, guys? Welcome back to the show for the people that understand that facts divided by feelings equals failure. I'm Cliff. I'm your host. And I've got with me a special guest. You can see him right on the fucking screen. We'll get to him in a second, though. But before we do that, if you guys want to help me out, help me get this word out, get these truths out, you can follow me on Instagram at Savagely Loud. That is where I'm most active. And on that page, you will find two links. One of those links is Savagely Loud podcast page on Instagram. Go ahead and follow me there too, because that's inevitably going to be my backup page when they fully shut me down. Outside of that, you will find links, a link tree to all my social media sites, all the podcast sites. So wherever you listen, wherever you watch, you can find it there. Outside of that, you can follow me Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud. You can follow me at YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast. And you can email me in savagelyloud@gmail.com with any of your questions, comments, concerns. You want to talk a little shit? I'm all for it. Let's hear it. Last but not least, don't forget to like, comment, and share the material, guys. Don't forget to rate the shows on Spotify and iTunes. It really helps get the show out there, get the words out there, put us in the algorithm so we can start waking motherfuckers up. Without further ado, let's get to the man on the screen. You may know him as Conservative Willy, as I know him as Conservative Willy. And so, guys, this is pretty fucking awesome to have you on the show. I've been watching you for a minute now, and I've been pretty fascinated by the way you do things, because it's very different than the way I do mine. You know, it has I feel like the exact same passion, but a different direction. But before we get into all that, tell people about you. Where can they find you?
I got a link tree on my profiles. I actually just lost my TikTok profile again. 25K. They got me at 70K. Then now they got me at 25K. So my backup to that backup is 3.0. So you can find me Conservative Willy 3.0. But I got 62,000 on Instagram now. So that's actually working. That's working better for me, I would say. But yeah, check out the link tree, Patriot gear. I mean, I've got it all. It's all in there. So that grunt style, I'm loving what I'm doing right now. That's for sure.
That's awesome. Having affiliate partners is a hell of a boon to getting some things rolling. But guys, I wanted Conservative Willy on the show because he has a lot of our same tastes, a lot of our same perspectives, but he does his thing in a little bit different manner. He doesn't go so far into certain directions that we go here, and I love that, and that's why I wanted to have this conversation. So I'm like a technical idiot here because I've got to have so many things running at the same time. There we go. There we go. We're finally there. So first and foremost, like, how old are you?
27.
27. And that's one of the things, because I could tell that you were young. I'm 43. Yeah. I could tell that you were younger when I first got connected with you on Instagram. And it was really refreshing so we always see people that are younger, they're kind of getting into politics or whatever, but they always have that glazing of nicety. And you took that away. You do it tactfully and classy, but somehow you've been able to remove that layer of icing and that sugar coating. So I guess just let's start there. Like, what got you to be in that mentality?
Honestly, man, 2016. I graduated high school. I got to vote for Trump for the first time ever. I got to vote, and I voted for Trump. I just love what he did. And that was one thing, like, being raised, my parents never pushed it on me. They didn't really talk about politics and stuff like that. They wanted me to figure it out on my own. So I just started doing my own little research, and I kind of just ran with it. I didn't really do a lot of social media around, in college, anything like that. But I started noticing more and more that everything was becoming very woke. And that's kind of what radicalized me, if you want to say. I'm like, yo, they're going to come for my kids one day, and we can't have that. So I'm not a big fan of the school systems.
Amen, brother.
Personally, I think we're going to homeschool anyway. and we're having our third here any day now. So yeah, so it just kind of radicalized me. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'll say that because I really don't care if people like me or not. I really don't. But yeah, there's not a lot of people my age that think this way. No one I knew in high school thought this way. So I kind of just ran with it, man. That's honestly, I just started diving into things.
It's super refreshing to see younger people get into this and get into it as heavily, like from an emotional standpoint, because I don't think that, when I watch your content, which I do, when I watch your content, your energy, you like exude this energy of passion that you really give a fuck about this stuff. Not so much only from a logical level, but an emotional level. Like you just said, you just pointed at like, this could come from my kid. This will come from my kids eventually too. And you felt that calling as a man, as an American, to step up, speak up, and start trying to do what you could do to put a stop to the movement or the overwhelming, takeover of the woke movement. I think that's incredibly refreshing.
And then, when they got Charlie, I was just like, all right, now we can't, believe in anything. We can't even talk. And he was the nice guy. He was the moderator. Yeah, the people that are going to follow after him are not going to be very nice. I can tell you that.
Well, they're already grooming that one dude. Ben Shapiro's grooming that one kid, and like he was a nobody yesterday. Yeah, now now this kid's everywhere. But he nobody heard of him, and all of a sudden he's everywhere. Like how I
got a lot of shit for that because I came on and I did a video and I'm like, I don't like Ben Shapiro, and newsflash, I don't like Candace Owens either. I mean, I go for anybody though. I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent. If you're just some random person online, I'm still going to come for you if I disagree with you.
Right.
And that's the whole point. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But I'm also not going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just going to disagree with you and try to destroy you with facts. That's all.
Right. And that's the natural course of conversation, is because, there has to be the trigger. So somebody else is online, they say dumb shit that pisses you off, and then you attack them, we'll quote, air quotes, attack. You attack back, and then that conversation starts. So I see that a lot of mine. Like we talked a little bit earlier, most of my content online is about shocking people into having the conversation, into starting the conversation. Then the podcast is the conversation, as to where you have this magical way of just wrapping that all up into one, couple minute fucking bleh, and like all of a sudden everybody's thinking. And I think that's awesome. And you know what I think I got to say? What I got to say is I think what makes this mostly magical about you is because your outwardly persona, the way I like when I first saw you, I'm like, oh, this dude's some loudmouth, wears pit vipers and needs all the attention and all this other shit. but the reality is
vipers and a mullet, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And you had it shaped tight too. Fuck, man, this dude's one of these guys. But then you started talking and everything was calm and logical and rooted in fact. And it was a different kind of dynamic than we're used to seeing on the internet, which is why I've been telling people to follow you left and right.
I do it back and forth though, man. I can be very, very respectful when I'm explaining something, or I can be just fucking brutal. And I when it comes out of me, it comes out of me. I'll jump back and forth. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be nice today. Not so much today. Not so much. So it just depends on the mood I'm in, how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? Tired out here, all right? Us dads out here, we're tired, all right? It depends on the day.
Right. I woke up today with the best intentions, but you fucked that up, so get ready.
How about Senator Kennedy? Whenever he's like, I wake up and I want to follow God, but by 10 a.m. I want to smack the shit out of somebody. That's me. Yeah. To a T.
I can feel that. Well, it's hard, I wake up and I don't know what you do for a living, if you've got to drive there or whatever, but I wake up every fucking morning and I got to drive to work. I wake up every morning. I'm like, I'm going to be the calm guy. I'm going to keep this shit together. I'm not going to scream at people on the road. I'm not going to try to run anybody into a ditch. And it's not 2 seconds down the fucking street and I'm like white knuckling the wheel. I'm ready to kill people. I'm ready to park my Jeep on the roof of their shit boxes.
That's the best part about being blue collar, because I do plumbing. That's what I do for a living. But I'm usually up early enough to where I don't have to worry about the traffic.
Gotcha.
And then by the time I get home, it's usually pretty late. So depending on the day, that's also depending on the day. But yeah, I feel you, bro. People are fucking nuts, especially in Florida. You go on 75, it's like going in the Daytona 500. They fly. They fly down here. I don't know what's wrong. And then you got the old people that don't fly. So it's like it's a bad mix.
Yeah. Well,
It really.
I'm up north of Chicago, so like I'm in the far northeast corner in Illinois, like the armpit is.
Well, I'm originally from St. Louis.
Oh yeah,
So we
that's
used to
another
play
armpit.
play a lot of hockey in Chicago. I love Chicago. It's got good food. Politics, not so much, but other than that, that's just in the city, bro. You go outside of that and it's totally different.
You know what? Here's the thing: is what at one point I don't fully disagree with you, but there has been some changes in the past couple of years, and I've noticed that the politics of Chicago are so disgusting to the people of Illinois, but the problem is the people of Illinois also won't they can't bring themselves to admit that they fucked up by, electing Pritzker and fucking all these other people as governor. And so we're stuck in a limbo. Like we won't go to the other side, no matter how good it could be. We won't do it. But we don't like the side we're on. So we get caught in this limbo we just get preyed upon by our elected officials.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, Pritzker.
Yeah.
He looks like the O'Hare Air guy from the Lorax. You know what I'm saying? That little guy. He just runs his fucking mouth. I can't stand him, bro.
Well, it was so funny because during COVID, he was telling everybody, like he was one of the fucking leaders of fear mongering, right? Everybody's gonna die if you don't stay at home. And I was like, well, I'm not staying at home. So I went up to this town called Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, which is about an hour north of me, which is it's a lot of rich people got homes there. It's a very nice place. But I went up there and I was just hanging out. And next thing you know, you see fucking Pritzker out on his boat with like 80 fucking people on a yacht on Lake Geneva when he had just told everybody to stay the fuck home because everybody's going to die. But he's out on his fucking yacht.
Bro, they would do these videos and then the minute the cameras turned off, they'd take their mask off. They go back to doing what they were doing. That was the biggest psyop I've ever seen in my life. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand why we allowed that to happen. I mean, I didn't personally. And if someone told me to wear a mask, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
That's just how I was. Because I'm like, bro, come on. It's like a common thing. This has been around forever. Right. You're just changing the name of it. Right. I mean, did it kill people? Yeah. But those were people with either underlying health conditions. Yeah, they were old or, their body just couldn't fight it. So, but the best way to build your immune system is just fucking be around it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do.
I think that's a big failure in parents my age and my general, again, I'm 43. Parents in my age group really failed at that because we were the ones that suddenly became germaphobes and introduced Purell fucking hand sanitizer, after everything you touch and this and that. When we were the kids that grew up playing in the dirt and we get sick least than anybody, like less than anybody.
You guys probably got some Flintstone vitamins that are still fighting. I guarantee it.
Or those melatonin gummies that are hiding in the back of your fucking brain. Mommy needs a nap now. You can go away.
Here, take this Benadryl for me.
But I think when it comes to the COVID psyop, because that's exactly what it was. It was a psyop so that we could transition a bunch of wealth around and a bunch of control structures. The most amazing thing to me about that was the fact, I should say, is the fact that people are still buying it.
Oh yeah, dude, I see people driving around with masks all the time and I just laugh.
It's unfucking real. Like I go grocery shopping. I do the grocery shopping for my family and I go grocery shopping every single weekend. And dude, I'm seeing more and more and more people in the stores again in these paper masks that have, it's been debunked. Even, not the FDA, the CDC, the HWO, Dr. Fauci, they all came out and said these motherfuckers don't do nothing. We pulled it out of our ass so that we could see if you would do it. And these motherfuckers are still doing it.
Bro, it goes right through the mask.
Yeah.
It doesn't protect anything.
Yeah.
It's just.
When it all first started happening. So this is how I view it. From day one of the COVID here in America, of us getting exposed through the media. I think right out of the gate, everybody gets a pass. Okay. We as people, we do have a reasonable expectation to be able to trust our elected officials, especially when it comes to public health and en masse, you know what I mean? So I think we have a reasonable expectation to be able to trust our elected officials. However, we also have a responsibility to confirm or deny what they're saying. And that involves doing our own research. So right out of the gate, my wife didn't buy it at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. My wife didn't buy it at all. She's like, you can go fuck yourself. You want me to put that mask on me? I'm gonna fucking stuff it up your ass with both feet. And I was just like, well, babe, maybe we should put the mask on. And we're talking in the first 5 days here. So don't go getting crazy, you know? I'm like, maybe we should put the mask on, you know, maybe just to see, you know, because I had real masks. I had respirators. You know, I'm a body man.
Oh, no shit.
I build cars. So and then I started doing some research and I was like, yeah, fuck these guys. Fuck all of this. This is bullshit. Well, I made a video then, and it was under my clothing company at the time. And that's how I got attached to a couple other bigger names. But I made a video just debunking the whole fucking thing right out of the gate, because as a body man, we have to wear respirators. Now, this beard shit, everybody that has ever worn a respirator knows it's got to go. Well, we would have fit tests once a year for our respirators and our forced air respirators and all this other stuff. And I explained the whole process. You know, they would come out, you have to shave your face. You could keep a little bit of your mustache, but it ended up looking like Hitler. So you wanted to get rid of that. They would come out once a year. They would test, you know, you put your series of respirators on, and then they would put this hood over you and seal it. And then they would spray citric oil in there. And if you could smell it or taste it, your respirator was ineffective. Either the respirator itself was ineffective or the fit was ineffective. But that's a citric oil, and if it's a smell or a taste at all, if you could smell or taste it at all, you had to get a new respirator or refit. Well, how does that work when we've got all of our doctors out here saying, if you just put this T-shirt over your face, you'll be fine?
Yeah, bro, there were people putting fucking bags over their heads.
The milk like jugs were the best.
Suits. I saw some dude with he had like tampons, or not tampons, but pads over his face. I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
And to go out looking like that.
What, like, we really... You know, back in the day when they were like, "Oh, what do you think 2020 is going to be like?" And they all had all these great aspirations, and then you see us, you know, humans walking around with fucking pads on their face. Like, come on, where did we go wrong?
Or the hula hoops on suspenders for distances and shit. Come on, guys.
The best part was when you walked into a store and they had the fucking 6 feet apart. You got to be 6 feet apart. I'd be right up on somebody. I didn't care. I was like, nah, bro, we're not doing this. Come on.
The best, I loved fucking with the young ones. When you like, I walked into an Ace Hardware one time, and you know who's running an Ace Hardware. It's the 16-year-old blue-haired nobodies.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, they latched onto that ability to tell somebody to do something harder than anybody has ever latched onto any sort of power structure in the world. And those are the ones I had the most fun fucking with. I'd take my mask out of my pocket and act like I was putting it on, and then I'd slide it on, and then I'd put it right under my chin. You have to wear it, and then I'm like, you said I am wearing it. That's what you said I had to do. You didn't say where I had to wear it. And I would run.
They're like, oh, we finally have authority. We finally have authority.
Right?
It's like, no, you actually have no authority. You don't even know which bathroom to use. So let's calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's oh my God. Talk about a psyop there. Have you heard the UK is now promoting fucking your first cousin?
Yes. Yeah, they're doing some wild stuff over there. I got a couple of people that follow me that I talk to back and forth. And my boss is actually from England originally. He can't even talk to his family because they'll get thrown in jail or lose their job. And I'm like, bro, that's insane. Like, this is what happens when you give up your Second Amendment right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, not for them, but the fact that they gave up guns.
Right.
This is what happens. Now they're throwing you in jail for posting on Facebook. Like, oh, because you offended somebody? Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Grow up. Like, what are you, a child?
Yeah, I've had people invite me over there, and I'm like, no,
I'm good.
I'm not stepping foot outside of my country anymore. Fuck you.
I'd get there, and they'd have the cuffs ready for me when I get off the plane. I guarantee it, because I've said some wild things about their government. That was like the one guy who was like, "Oh, we need to start arresting Americans for saying stuff about us." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, you come here and you fucking come to my door and let me know."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's never gonna end well. It's not, and it's just.
Well, and that all ties into what I'm always talking about. Okay, so like one of my good friends is Dominic Izzo. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but Dominic Izzo is he is the dude that all cops want to stay off of his radar. He is a retired cop, and he takes it to the cops because he believes that police and law enforcement is one of the most noble endeavors that you could possibly undertake. But the cops are abusing it now, so he wants the etiquette and the abilities and the TikTok cops to all stop. So he really takes it to him. But
I'm the same way when it comes to like people in uniform. Like if you're in the military, you should be posted in your uniform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it should be the same for cops. Like if you want to do it outside of work, that's different, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah. If you
not in your squad car or not in your barracks, like fully uniformed out, you got your hat. Like no.
Yeah, all I do when I see cops making their fucking videos, I get so fucking mad. I'm like, dude, if those aren't my tax dollars, those are somebody's tax dollars that are paying her or him to make his stupid fucking video using the fucking uniform as clout and the fucking squad car as a prop. When you could be either actually doing your job and protecting and securing the community, or we could just get rid of your dumb ass. You could go home. You could make all the fucking TikToks you want, and we could pay somebody that will do the fucking job, you know?
Definitely.
But yeah, that's that whole thing with especially in the UK, gets into the cops where, like I said, my buddy Dominic Izzo is all about cops, and I'm kind of the opposite of that. I respect the shit out of the profession, the responsibility, the duty, the danger. I respect all that. But I have come to a point long ago that I just don't respect cops anymore. Every time I see every time I see cherries get flicked on, a red light get run, and then the cop pull into the gas station and to hang out, I'm just done, you know?
Yeah,
but
I hear you.
When we see all of the government, especially in the UK right now, in Australia too, when we see the government extending its long arm of the law to execute its tyrannical demands, I feel like the cops are supposed to be the last ditch buffer between where the human populace is and the government wants it to be. The cops are the ones supposed to be protecting us, not just the tyrannical arm of the law that executes the order. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
That seems like what it's become. And then when we get into the conversation here in America, you know, because I get the blue liners. I call them blue liners. They're the ones that like they'll talk shit about anybody changing the flag with different colors, American flag, this and that, but then they got a blue line flag on the back of their car. Like you've altered the flag. You've altered. You realize this, right? But I call them blue liners. So it's the really hard, extreme ones for the all pro cops. And I tell I listen to them. They're cops would never do that here. Cops would never do that here. That's what they said over there, and that's what they said over there, and that's what they said up there, and that's what they said down there.
And at the end of the day, they're doing the same shit.
Yep. And I think, like, I don't know if it was you and I had talked not too long ago, or if it was me and somebody else, but it's coming here. It's all of this shit that we see it's on its way. The ball is already rolling. It's gained steam. It's gained size, and it's only a fucking matter of time before it rolls over America.
It's a sad truth. It really is.
But I think that's
what's crazy to me is like I saw that synagogue. You know, did you see the synagogue that got that blown up?
I've seen a couple of them, man.
It's like, bro, but the guy. I was talking to my buddy who lives there, and he's like, bro, they're not even saying that the guy was Muslim. Like, they're not even saying that he was a Muslim extremist, which is what he was. And I'm like, that's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
The fact that I mean, I know we got it bad here too. I don't trust very many news stations here, including Fox News.
Zero.
I mean,
I trust zero
things,
of them.
I like Newsmax. It's, but it's very biased. It's very one-sided.
Right.
And you get that a lot. And don't even get me started on The View. I can't stand The View. But I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that so I can post
Whoopi got shut down hard recently by a fucking, I think it was God. Mahomes.
Yeah. But like CNN and all that stuff, it's like, man, they're not telling us the truth. And Obama's a big reason why.
Yeah.
And that happened back when I was still in high school. So it's like, I feel like that's where a lot of division, that's where it really started. The division in the country was under Obama. And it's sad that it had to be that way. But I mean, that's what you get. The guy lied. It's plain and simple. He lied about everything.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to make like a little comeback. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be back in the spotlight again. And I'm like, why don't you shut up and go fuck your husband? Like,
Yeah.
because that's what he
Right.
is. It's a guy.
Take
It's a
Big Mike
dude. We
home
know it's
and
a
fucking
dude.
bend him
Yeah.
over to washer.
I don't care what anyone has to say. Like, dude, that's a man.
How do
That
I
is
get
a
back
man.
muscles like Big Mike?
Right? What do I gotta do? What are you benching, bro?
But yeah, I can tell you as a person that lived through all that. Oh, we got no sound on you, brother. There you go. Got nothing.
They died.
There you go. Let's do it this way then.
They died on me. Sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, it's freaking wild. It's absolutely wild. I'm just sick of both parties, man. I feel like they're not doing anything for any of us. For the past 20 years, since I'd say like with 9/11, and I wasn't even really, I don't remember 9/11. I wasn't very old. I was like 3, I think. I was born in 97, so I wasn't old, but I just feel like after that, they were like, trust us. Trust you with what? What have you done right?
Right.
How are we supposed to trust you when you guys lie to us constantly? It's sad, and I'm just sick of it, and I'm tired of people ignoring it. That's my biggest pet peeve. It's like, you know something's going on, you know something's wrong. Why won't you speak about it? Because in other countries you can't. Here you can.
Yeah.
Ask questions. I don't trust anybody. I'm always going to ask questions, and I'm always going to be, you know, and I get conspiracy theories, and I've gone down rabbit holes like that, and I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you should always question.
Yeah. Everything.
Always.
Everyone and everything. Question.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's well, and just like it's that what you said was incredibly poignant, because you can't speak in other countries, but yet we're full to the top of motherfuckers that just won't. You know, and what's going to happen when they can't? Because that's coming as long as they don't start speaking, it's coming that they won't be able to. What are they going to do then when they can't? They're going to bitch about somebody else not doing the job to keep their freedoms in line, when people like us and many, many others, that's really the underlying message of all of our existence is speak the fuck up. Use your freedoms to stop them from being removed or eliminated. It's not that hard, but everybody's so concerned with what the neighbor will say or what my child's teacher will believe.
Oh God, yeah. Can't offend them. Good Lord.
The world needs to be offended, because it was a lot better place when people could be offended.
It was such a better place whenever, I mean, shit, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and be like bullying is great, but I'm like, they stayed in line whenever you did something about it. And now you can't, because you get in trouble for it. It's fucking terrible. My biggest thing is like, I want to try to open as many people's eyes as I can, but I can only do so much because, you know, I got my own life and I got my own things going on. And I get a lot of, sometimes if I don't post for a while, I get shit for it from people. And I'm like, guys, do your own damn research.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and explain every little thing and hold your fucking hand. You're a grown ass adult. Go do it.
They expect you to hold their hand, though. They really do. In fact, they don't expect you to hold their hand. They expect you to do all the work for them, present it to them on a silver platter, so they can read it. And then when it's not what they agree with, they can call you a fucking conspiracy theorist.
Exactly.
It goes back to what I always say. People don't believe the truth. People will never believe the truth. They will always believe what they have to believe in order to believe what they currently, or make what they currently believe the truth. That's how they operate. And it's absolutely fucking disgusting.
I'm just tired of the trust us thing with the government. Like, I don't trust you guys anymore. Like, I just don't. And it sucks to say that, because I really thought with Trump it would be different, but he's going against everybody. There is no winning that.
Yeah.
Because there's bad on the right, there's bad on the left. You got rhinos, you know what I'm saying? They're never going to allow it to get to the point where they don't have control.
Right.
As much as he can't be bought, it's still fuck. look at this. Like we indict people and nothing happens.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's like, oh cool, you indicted them. Now what? What are you gonna do now? And that was like the biggest thing like Dan Bongino talked about, Pam Bondi, Cash Patel.
Yeah.
Oh, there's gonna be justice. What fucking where? Where's the
was
justice? I'm waiting for it.
I was so excited for Cash Patel. I'll be honest with you. I was super excited because I really did think he was going to be the one that lit the fucking fuse.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, dude, I think he got welcomed into the cabal faster than anybody. Like anybody. Like he was immediately on board with everything.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's terrible. But I think Trump's big downfall is he's like a cat, okay? So cats remain focused on something until you dangle a string in front of them, and then they're like, whatever the fuck that was, doesn't matter. And then they're attacking the string. Well, that's Trump with business deals. So he goes over to these other countries, and he's like, I want peace. You need to stop bombing. And they go, got a business deal for you. Yeah. And he's like, okay, like that's his big downfall. So now he's got like almost or half business deals like all the way across the fucking world. None of them are solidified. and now we're the sitting ducks because it's just like every country's mad at us now.
That's another thing, bro. I'm tired of being a fucking handout to other countries. I don't care about like I care about here, but I don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Israel's our ally. Yes. Are we supposed to, protect him and be allies? Yes. But when is like enough? Like, I'm not trying to get dragged into shit anymore. The saddest thing my dad ever told me was like, because he was in the military for 26 years, 27 years or something like that. And he retired a colonel, but he was like, I thought I was fighting for something that was going to change something. But at the end of the day, it goes back to being the same thing when we leave. Yeah. Like, why were we there in the fucking first place? There were no weapons of mass destruction. You know what I'm saying? And this was a big Republican. That's when the big war machine was going. And, just like back in World War II, fucking buy bonds. It's like, no, I'm tired of our generation and like younger people dying for these fucking politicians. It's terrible. It's got to stop. Like, when is enough? Because you're going to pass something, some kid's going to go over there and get fucking blown to shit for your policies and for what you want. Why? Stop trying to Americanize everything. That's our biggest problem. We always, something happens, we got to take democracy over there. They need democracy. It's like, no, fucking leave them alone. If they implode, they implode. That's on them.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of being a handout for everybody.
Well, and how do they explain all the countries that aren't democracies that are actually operating better than the democracies?
Exactly.
I mean, I know it's a hot button issue, but let's look at Russia. Like, you can walk around Russia in the middle of the fucking night, not step on homeless people, not get beaten and mugged, not have to walk through a fucking knee-deep piles of trash. You can do all this.
Yep.
I'm sure, obviously, there's some other shit you probably can't do that we're not real familiar with because, everybody wants to believe America has the free internet, like the completely free internet. No, our internet is just as put together by our government as everybody else's is, That's why you never hear anything good about.
I saw Carolyn Levitt came on and she's like talking about how they're, trying to redo the algorithms. And I'm like, why don't you stop fucking with shit? Just let people talk. I don't want you to just like I don't want to be censored. I don't want them censored either because then I lose all my content. If I can't hear what these stupid idiots are saying so I can take it and turn it into something better.
Right.
Like, no, I don't want anyone to lose their speech. I want you to be able to speak. But people also have to realize that your fucking speaking has consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like, things you say is going to change people's minds about things. So all the people that are coming out and, calling for mass, fuck ICE and come kill them. And it's like, bro, you can't say stuff like that. That's why people become basically terrorists.
Right.
It's your words have consequences, whether you like it or not. So it's like free speech is free speech, but at the same time, it's going to bite you in the ass if you say the wrong thing.
Right. And I don't, and that's where like one of my sticking points is like, I've read the Constitution and I just didn't see the consequence list. You know, like where it's like when you enact this freedom, this consequence happens. Like I feel like there should be released where we can draw the lines. Like if I say this, then this is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like I feel like people have taken, okay, so the idea of consequences to your behavior, let's regard it to free speech. If I say this, then people will say, well, there's a consequence to that. And originally, I think that consequence was you'll get debated.
Yes. Yes.
Now the consequence is you'll get shot.
Yes.
You'll get doxxed. You'll get your kids beat. The actual things will happen to you because we've lost the ability to have civil discourse.
Yeah, you can't disagree with somebody anymore. The minute you disagree with them, they call you this, that, and the other, and you're this terrible human being, and they question everything about you. And it's like, no, like you can debate without, hating me or wanting to kill me.
Right.
And that's the whole point, is like you should be able to talk about stuff like this, but you can't anymore because people don't want to hear it.
Well, it shakes their reality. I think that's the fear of it. Is the fear of that is really what gets people, is they're really fucking scared that something you may say may change their mind, and then they have to admit to themselves that they've been living under this wrong ideology up until this point. And
that's the best part. It can open your eyes to everything.
Yeah, that's called growth.
I've changed my mind on so many things. Yeah. I used to be very different. Now I would say spiritually, and like when it comes to my religion, I'm like a fucking crusader now. That's where I'm at. Because I'm just tired of it, bro. It's like, dude, this has got to stop. We cannot coexist. Right. We can't.
Yeah.
Especially not with Islam. I'm sorry, but we can't, bro. They are just fucking ruthless.
Yeah, they are the religion of torture and harm.
And I know that's a hard line to go across, because you got freedom of religion. That's cool. I understand that. Practice what you want. But when you're turning an entire country into it, and now you're demanding that, Sharia law, and you want things done by the Quran. Like, no, that's no. Like, right. We have a constitution for a reason. Let's follow that. You live here. You live under our fucking rules. That's just how it is.
Well, it's like the Mormons. Okay, so like my boss is Mormon, and I've had several Mormon friends, and they're fucking awesome. Like, these people are just awesome. You know? And my boss tells me, he's like, the number one rule of the Mormons, because I'm so real quick to preface, God wasn't allowed in my house growing up. My dad didn't want nothing to do with no God. My mom neither. I didn't find a God till later. The Christian God till later. Now I've been long since been fully in all the way, Crusader style. Let's fucking go. Yeah. I don't know every part of the stories, but I'm in. I know he's working for me. I'm working for him. We're fucking boys. But when it comes to shit, I lost my fucking train of thought. What was I saying?
About religion. Wasn't allowed.
What's that?
Yeah, about religion not being in your house, and then you kind of found your way.
Yeah, I found my way, and I had to go through all those religions, because, I mean, dude, when you grow up in America, there's a lot of you. If you haven't been exposed to religion, a lot of you wants to turn away from the Christian God, especially because I was a very aggressive child. I was beaten, so I had this aggression and this anger and this resentment, and it just seemed too peaceful for me. Like, it's like Jesus just wanted everybody to love each other.
It almost weirded you out.
Yeah. Like I have to talk to my buddy Scott Sieverts every now and then, he's from the Burn Pit podcast, and he's going to be on the show soon. But I talk to him every now and then with God questions, and I just the other day I asked him, I said, is this really the Christian God way, is to just roll over like a bitch while people are just stabbing you to death and talk about how you love them anyway? And he goes, no. He's like, here's the problem. People falsely interpret God's word as love thy neighbor, but he also says, make no peace with evil.
Yes.
So if that is the evil, that is evil that's obviously hurting you, then you have to stomp that out. And
that's the best way that was honestly a great way to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, your
he's
friend,
brilliant, dude. I love that guy.
That's awesome. Because I laugh at people when they're like, Israel or Palestine, and I'm like, actually, that land belongs to Christians. I don't know what you're fucking talking about, but that's our fucking land. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not theirs. It's not Israel's. It's not the Palestinians. It's not the Muslims. It's fucking our land.
Yeah.
But we gave it to them.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Well, and here, what's with Palestine? Like, I mean, in my research, technically, there's never been a Palestine.
There hasn't, yeah.
So why are we arguing about a Palestinian state?
And these wars, and it's just been going on for fucking hundreds and hundreds of years. So it's like, it's never going to end. It's never going to end.
No.
That's why there's never going to be peace on earth.
No.
Because there's too many different beliefs. And, oh, you got to follow this book and this book and this book. And it's like, no, bro, why don't you just fucking live and be a good person? How about that? Yeah. let's start there.
Yeah. Well, that's how I generally tell people, like, because I mean, my content is incendiary on social media. My content, I talk a lot about black culture, and the shittiness of it, and how, you know, how we can fix it and whatever. But when I get into that shit, people will fucking come at me with all sorts of shit about how I should die and my fucking kids should be raped.
If I don't get at least 5 or 6 death threats a week, I know I didn't do it right.
You didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like,
I want long ones in email.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I always write back now. I'm like, do you want to talk about your car's extended warranty or what? It's like, I'm not afraid, bro. I pack everywhere I go. I'm not worried.
Yeah, I'm never without my fucking weapon.
Exactly.
But yeah, like we get into these conversations, like these people will come at me hard, and I'll just fucking all of a sudden I fuck their brain up because they come at me and they expect me to be like, fuck you, hard R this and hard R that, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, this is exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to get you to a point where we could have a conversation, where you would step up loud enough for yourself and your people to question somebody that was pushing against them, because that is the fucking exact moment where that clash of the titans comes in, where reality clashes with your programming. And I'm going to walk you through why we're both wrong a little bit and we're both right a little bit. Yeah. You know, those conversations are where the change happens.
But they never want to have a conversation. They just yell at you.
Yeah.
I've tried to have conversations with people online, and it just goes in circles. And I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm not fucking having a conversation with you anymore. I'm just going to look at you in the face and just be like, shut the fuck up. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what your opinion is. You know,
that's the number one question: is are you mentally capable of having a logical, rational conversation?
Absolutely.
And then they always answer, "Oh, you're not."
Oh,
I see where I stand.
It's like, no, bro, I'm just trying to flip this burger on the grill real quick. Can you calm the fuck down? Like,
but this all comes back to, like you said earlier, Obama. Like, I lived through that. I watched this transition happen. So Clinton, obviously, I don't remember how old I was, but I was born in 82. So we went through the Clinton, and Clinton, in my world, my time of living, seemed great.
My dad never said anything bad about Clinton.
He seemed like he had it all figured out. He would talk to both sides of the aisle. He was there was countries out there that called him the world president, like they're doing to Trump now. And it seemed good, you know, but it was because the conversation was allowed to happen. Once we got through the next couple of nightmares and then we got Obama, that's when we really seen the shift to racial identity. You know, it's like it doesn't come back down. It doesn't come down to Americans now. It comes down to black. It comes down to white. It comes down to brown, yellow, green, purple, rainbow. It always comes down to some sort of color. And the darker your color, the darker your complexion, the more angry you're supposed to be at everybody. And then they started these black-only college, talks. And,
it completely ignited a fire. You know, take it from Morgan Freeman. He said it perfectly. He was like, You want this to stop? Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all bleed the same fucking blood. Same color. You know what I'm saying? Comes out the same way. So if you want racism to stop. Just stop talking about it.
Right.
I mean,
stop
I get
saying it exists.
We need to know our history and where we came from. Yes. But I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the one giving you your 40 acres and a fucking mule. Because I didn't own slaves, bro. That's like California. They want to pay reparations. I'm like, for a fucking state that never even owned slaves? Like, why?
Well, and here's the other thing that nobody seems to want to question, and I will say want to question, is who owned the most slaves? Who was responsible for killing the most slaves? It was black people.
It was
black people sold the black people to other black people who sold them to white people, and then the Arabs got involved.
All over the fucking world. Slaves, every race has been a slave at one point.
Well, the first ones were white. That's where the word comes from. Slavic.
That's why. Oh, I love oh my God. Whenever people talk about stolen land, I'm just like, you mean conquered? Because we won. I'm like, you're pissed off. Maybe next time win. This is how it fucking goes for thousands of years. Whoever has the biggest army and whoever wins has the land. And here we are.
Well, I got in a conversation the other day with a Mexican guy. Well, it was a couple weeks ago, but he came at me hard, and he's like, "You're on fucking stolen land. You stole that from Mexico." And I was like, "Well, hold on a second. We bought it. We bought that. We bought this land for more money than it was actually worth. And then on top of that, we gave you additional millions of dollars to settle some debts that you had that we had nothing to do with. Yep. And then what do we find out? Oh, you only had it for you only had Mexico for 27 years, and then, or Spain only had it for 27 years, and then Mexico got it, and the conquistadors came in and killed everybody, and then how is it that white man bad, but everybody else is okay?
Native Americans were here first. I'm like, where do they come from? They just come up out of the ground? Like, what, you think they didn't just show up? Like, yeah, that's what happens. You show up, and then whoever fucking wins. Yeah. And we did buy it. We bought it from Mexico. Yep. So, we whooped that ass, and then we bought it from Mexico. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Native American things is an interesting topic, because now with the more and more information that's coming out, it turns out they're not Native Americans. They're probably from Siberia. Yep. I always wondered why they looked a lot like Eskimos.
Yeah, bro. Because they just, adapt and overcame.
And what happened when we got here? That's the other thing when it comes to Native Americans. People have this beautiful romanticized vision of what life in Native America was like. Like these people were all fucking weaving blankets with each other. No, they were colonizing other territories. They were peeling faces off of other people.
Yeah, cutting their fucking head off, scalping them. It was great, Fantastic time. Fantastic.
But white man bad, which led to Americans, and then American became bad. So
I just laugh in their faces at this point. It's like, yep, I'm everything you say I am. All right. Just so you can't fucking tell me it already. I already know I am. All right. So I'm this big white nationalist. Apparently I'm a Nazi on this day. And then on this day I'm a racist. But I don't care. Right. Because we're gonna still talk about it.
Right. And that's where the change comes from. So in your mind, so when we bring this back down to solutions, because I'm a solution focused kind of dude. Yeah. I have my ideas of what the biggest solutions immediately could be. They can't happen. They wouldn't happen. But what in your head would be, let's say, 3 steps that could be taken in any direction by anyone or any entity, organization that you believe could start healing America as we speak?
Oof. Shit. I mean, I think a big one would definitely be like bringing back American production. I think that would be huge. Stop buying from other countries. You know what I'm saying? Parental rights, school choice, teachers need to stop trying to take over kids' minds. They have to. They need to start teaching history, like real history. Because the shit that they're feeding them right now it's just absolute bullshit. Right. It's not true. And the fact that teachers are trying to indoctrinate children is fucking scary, because they believe anything. They're kids. Your one job is to teach them the subject, not to tell them about your political views, right, or your religious views, or your sexual view. Like, it's got to stop. They have to stop doing that. And then censorship, like on both sides. We got to stop censoring each other. But we also have to bring ourselves back down to like a level of, I understand that you're going to agree with certain things I say, but disagree with certain things I say, and still have a conversation without fucking wanting to kill each other. Right. We just got to be humans, bro. And we're here for a very short time. This is just a one step. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here very long. So while you are here, just fucking be a good person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Care about each other. We have to get back to that.
Well, that's kind of how I view things, is like, especially race relations, is, like I was a skinhead. I was that neo-Nazi fucking Sieg Heil, all that shit, boot heel click thing. But now I did all that. But now I see like, you know, like and that was, you know, eons ago. I got out of it in '05 when I had my daughter because I didn't want to, I knew what life I was living and I didn't want to doom her to that. So I got out of that. But in my process of learning how to unlearn everything I had taught myself and allowed myself to learn from just looking out over the world, because my parents were anything but racist. Like my dad's best friends always growing up were black dudes, like deep South black dudes, you know, and they were awesome, you know, but I kind of learned the world differently, you know. But in my journey through learning how to put some old indoctrination and programming away to be able to see new information, I got to tell you, I think the number one fucking thing that we could do in America right now to improve the quality of living right now and improve the pathway that we're headed down is improve race relations, specifically between white and black. Yeah. I think honestly, white and black people are, if we could put all of our shit away. What
you're saying scares the fuck out of the government.
That's exactly why people like me are the bane of their existence. Okay.
I love it.
Because that's what I do. You know, I talk about their shit. I bring their fucking problems that affect everybody else to light. I bring our problems to light too, but because it's really hard to fucking walk around the block now and not trip and land on a white dude that's trying to fuck a little kid. But, you know, the number one thing would be if we could get white people and black people to put away all of our bullshit, myself included. I'll throw myself. I'm on some bullshit sometimes, no problem. I'll admit that. If we could put that away all the time, white and black could be the best fucking allies that the whole course of humanity has ever seen, because we both bring such different characteristics to that team.
We do.
And they're very different, you know, so we're not really overlapping on stuff. So we could have the white part of the team doing this and the black part of the team doing that. And we could make shit happen. But like you said, the government is not going to let that happen, you know, so they're going to prey on the weaknesses of both of our cultures because we both have weaknesses.
And that's something I definitely see a lot of is they will push narratives. If it doesn't fit the narrative, they will not push it.
Yeah.
They want the division. Because with the division, they have control. You take away their control, they don't have control anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you take away that certain aspect, they will no longer have control, and that scares the shit out of them. Yeah. Because there's way more of us than there are them. I want a small government. I don't want a big government. I don't want people fucking controlling me. You should be this big. You know what I'm saying? And obviously do the things that have to be done. Obviously, but I don't want a big government at all. Yeah, the less of them, the better.
Yeah. Well, it's because the bigger the government is, it doesn't do anything better. It just does everything worse and costs more because everybody's buddies got to have jobs now.
But I'm the same way with lobbyists, bro. Like we got to stop this shit.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking paying for influence.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Like, why is that even a thing? It should never be a thing. I also don't think that if you are not fucking born here or you are not a natural born citizen, you should never hold office anywhere.
Yeah.
Because you're just not an American.
Yeah.
As much as you love the country, and there may be good people that come here and that love our country, but I'm sorry, you come from a country like Somalia. You know what I'm saying? With Ilhan Omar. I'm just like, no, dude, no, you shouldn't be in office.
She openly admits she's Somali first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, and they all do.
It's fucking.
Yeah, I don't believe that any foreign-born person should ever hold office here because I did a whole episode on dual loyalties. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm totally loyal to this place because it's making me my life right now. Yeah. But my blood comes from that place, so that this place has to then come second as soon as something happens there. And one of the biggest arguments I've been in was about Iran, you know, because I know some Iranians, and one fucking bitch that I know is she's totally fucking cracked in her head. She is so far gone beyond reality when it comes to Iran and how she views it that you can't have a conversation with her. And that's what you get, because people will become so deeply rooted in their own programming that they give themselves that you can't have the conversation anymore.
Yeah.
So why would we have you run things if you're going to be somewhere else first? That's a big problem with fucking Israel because I'm pretty sure that almost I think all but like 2 or 3 have an APAC representative of our elected
Fuck yeah,
officials, right?
Apex shelling money to influencers right now, and it's just like, bro, fuck you. I don't want your money.
Oh, and it's so funny watching the influencers that are trying to get the money. Oh my God.
Because you'll see a flip in their fucking content like that.
Yeah.
The minute them checks start hitting, they're like, oh, Israel's the best thing in the world. We gotta love them, bow down to them. It's like, no, bro. I don't bow down to fucking nobody except for God. I'll bow down to God. That's it.
I will fucking bow, kneel, kiss them feet. But that's only that one man, you know? But yeah, no, it's funny watching the influencers ever since that news came out. I'm watching these influencers trying to get the money like, hey, I can be a shill too. Israel's our greatest ally. So fucking
I was
funny.
hanging out with my buddy. We were talking about that actually last night. I was hanging out with Anthony. I don't know. You know Conservative Ant?
Yeah, we're not connected, but I do know him, yeah.
I was hanging out with him. We went and saw Adam Calhoun last night perform. But we were hanging out in the tour bus, and he was talking about that, and he's like, "I can't. This is fucking crazy, bro. The APAC money and he's just like, what the fuck is going on here?"
Right.
It was just funny.
Now here's a question. Let's talk about that. Let's expand on this APAC thing because what we're looking at now is on a global scale. We can look at any country. You're either seeing an influx or a deepening of Jewish control or Israeli control, or you're seeing a massive influx of Muslim takeover.
Yes.
Now, it's going to happen here because America's owned by Israel. We don't own Israel. They own us. I know there's a lot of fucking influencers out there that are trying to say it differently, but they own us. It's the way it's always been. So now here's the question. In modern day life, when it all comes to America, let's say we're given the choice because we don't have one, but we're given the choice between the Jewish tax slave machine or the Muslim murder machine. Where do we go?
That's when you see a civil war.
That's hopefully before that, but hopefully.
I would never convert to either war. Ever.
Well, let's say you didn't have to convert. Well, Islam, you would have to because they'll
kill
you
if you don't. They'll kill you.
And then if you do convert, they kill you because you're a turncoat on your other religion. So
either that or what does it say in the Quran? You got to pay a tax, so they'll leave you alone. They won't harass you if you pay them money and stuff like that.
It's gangbanger shit. Yeah.
Fucking wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't honestly. That's a deep question. I have never even honestly thought about that.
That's a lot of people haven't. And that's one I think about all the time because we're not given a choice. We've never been given a choice in our life to live in the world as it is. So if it comes down to it and you were given a choice, and seem to be the only two fucking choices is you're either going to be a victim of the Muslim murder machine or you're going to be a tax slave for the rest of your fucking life, which isn't going to be much better when you consider how much they're going to want to take from you. We'll look like the Netherlands where everybody's in the 97th percentile, where every $100 you make, you get to keep $3, you know, but you get free healthcare. It sucks, but it's free, you know?
Oh, that's like Canada. We have free healthcare. I'm like, yeah. And you wait like 3 days to get seen? Like,
no, dude, I was just reading this and there are people that are on a 15-year wait list for healthcare in Canada. People are dying on the wait list for cancer treatment, heart disease treatment, liver failure. They're dying on the wait list to receive healthcare in Canada. And now a new thing, I might have been in my stories, but I was talking to a guy, I don't know if you follow him. He's the Raptilian on Instagram. He's Canadian, and he's an awesome one. You want to check? Yeah, check him out. He's fucking radical, but he's Canadian, and he talks about it.
I love it.
Yeah, he's fucking. But the new thing in Canada is like all the nursing homes and stuff. They only bathe the people once a week now. They shower them. They shower them once a week, and if you want a bath, you have to pay extra, and then you're on an allotted time scale. I've been looking into this, so it's once a week for your mother, your father, your grandmother, grandfather, anybody in a nursing home. They're getting bathed once a week.
Bro, I would literally uproot my entire life to make sure that my parents don't ever have to go to a fucking nursing home.
Right.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And I get it. People don't want to be inconvenienced, but at the same time, they took care of you. They raised you. It's your turn.
Yeah.
It's your turn. I would never put my mom or my dad in a fucking nursing home. I could never do it. They can live with me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I
My
will
mom did
take
live with
care of
me
you.
for several years.
I will take care of you, bro. Like, hey, don't you worry about it. Mom and dad, if you hear this, I got you.
But that's how,
But
and that's how the family structure should be. And that's
yeah,
again what they've helped or what they've worked on tearing apart, that nuclear family.
yeah,
That
I'm big on
that
the compounds. I love the family compounds. If I had the
yeah.
money to do it, I'd be
Yeah.
like, we could all be in the same fucking circle.
Yep.
No one's gonna mess with us. You know what I'm saying?
My ex-wife has her family has a series of houses along a road, and it's just a fucking a mile and a half or 2 miles worth of properties. They're
Yeah,
all theirs. I'm like, man, that's fucking awesome. I want that.
that's so cool. That's
But
awesome.
yeah, when it comes to fixing this place, I think number one, everybody needs to speak up. Like we said earlier, you're not gonna be able to speak soon if you don't start speaking now.
Yep,
So
absolutely,
um,
absolutely.
we're pushing on an hour. You want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up, bro.
All
Thanks
right,
for having me,
cool.
dog. We'll do it again. We'll
Oh,
do
we're
it.
definitely going to do this shit again. We're definitely going to do this shit again. Guys, if you want to help me get this word out, help me get these truths out, you can follow me on Instagram, Savagely Loud. That is where I'm most active. You can find 2 links on that page. You'll find a link to the Savagely Loud podcast page, which you're going to want to follow me there too, because that will be my backup page when they shut this one down. You'll also find a link tree with all my social media sites and wherever you want to watch and listen to the podcast. You can follow me Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast. You can also email me in at savagelyloudgmail.com. And last but not least, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good shit for me, guys. You know how we're doing this. You know, you help me out by I help you out. This is the way this works. Before we get to our Hopelessly Human segment, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram as Conservative Willy. Now on TikTok as Conservative Willy 3.0. Shit. And I'm on Facebook, which is very small. I only have like 140 followers, but I'm very new on Facebook at Conservative Willy. So I'm pretty easy to find.
That's pretty. Isn't it crazy how Facebook works? So, like, Mike, I hired a personal coach. Like, I hired a coach. I don't know if you've seen him, Dallas James Wicker. Yeah, I hired him to be my personal coach. But his fucking following is exploding on fucking
Dude, that's
Instagram.
my buddy Captain Obvious. If you guys don't follow Captain Obvious, go follow. But dude, he went from like he had like a few hundred followers. He's at 140,000, like 145,000 in like 60 days. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's how Dallas was. When I first connected with Dallas, he was at 40,000 followers on Instagram, and now he's up to he's 220 plus, and that was like a month and a half. You know, but
good for them though. I love that shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was in the he's in like the top 2% of growth or whatever. But the funny part is on Facebook, he's got like almost zero, nothing.
That's crazy.
But and like where me, I put all my effort into Instagram. Like I tried Facebook for a long time under my own personal shit, and I've done other things, and it just like never got traction. So then I tried fucking Instagram, didn't get traction, tried fucking Twitter at the time. And I'm like, well, this place is the absolute worst place on earth. So get me the fuck out of here.
It's a whole different ballgame.
And then I go, yeah, it's a whole different world. But then you go to Rumble and it's like, I'm getting used to Rumble, but it's it's a much smaller platform and it works differently. But then I was like, fine, fuck this. January 10th is when because I used to do all personal development. It was just my thing. Like, living the life I lived, having to figure out what I had to figure out. I wanted to give this reality, to help benefit other people. Couldn't catch traction. I sat at 1,970 followers for 2-some years. And then I was like, finally, I'm done, man. Fuck this country, fuck this government, fuck the way everything's working. I'm speaking my mind. And I did a video. I'm like, attention, black people. And now I'm at 34,000 on Instagram, and I'm at 68,000 on Facebook.
That's awesome, bro.
And it's so odd. Like, I don't put any effort into Facebook. Now I am.
See, what pisses me off is when you make a video and you're like, oh, this is some bullshit and it ain't gonna pop, and it pops.
Yeah, or you make a video that's like, dude, this is the one.
I did the shutdown video. It's what's that guy's name? Tom Hardy.
Okay.
The where he plays himself each side. You'll have to go watch it.
I Venom?
No. He was like dressed up in a suit. I don't even know what movie it's from.
Oh, okay.
But I did it for the shutdown, and it was like Republicans, and he was dancing, and then he points at him, And then he's just looking at him, and then he goes back to him, and he's like, "What? Like what?" And I put, "We're not giving taxpayer money to illegals," and it popped, bro. It almost hit like 1 million views. I'm like, "What the fuck? I'm not even in it." But it's whatever.
That's as irritating as the ones that you put a lot of effort into, and you're like, dude, this one's gonna this one's going viral. This one's gonna be 2 million by tomorrow afternoon, and it's like 38 views. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it makes me so mad. But
resetting your phone over and over again.
You're like, maybe? No, not at all.
Oh shit! Let's wrap this thing up because we're definitely going to do this again. This was a good time, guys. As always, you know how we end the show. We get into the stickiest shit. We don't want to walk away from this. We want to have a good story to walk away with, put us in a good mood with a little segment called "Hopelessly Human," and it starts a little bit like.
People can be really rough. They can be quite tough. They can get in the way, but at the end of the day, some aren't only stupid, some are hopelessly human.
All right, for our Hopelessly Human today, I got a story that shocked me incredibly. It's about singer James Blunt. If you remember him, I'm going to butcher this song. And she's beautiful. That one, you're beautiful. But yeah, that James Blunt. So I've got the Hopelessly Human goes out to him today. In 1999, before the British pop star was famous for his melancholy tune, You're Beautiful, he was a lead officer in the British Army. In June of that year, Blunt prevented what some feel may have been the start of World War III when he ignored a direct order from a U.S. Army general and risked being court-martialed in the process. Following the Kosovo War, a joint peacekeeping task force made up of Russian and NATO soldiers had been stationed in the area. Their mission was to keep tensions from breaking out into violence. The Russians believed that they would be given an area independent of the NATO forces, but that didn't happen. So they found and took over their own suitable base, an airport outside of Kosovo called the Pristina Airport. Unfortunately, NATO had the same plan. The Pristina Airport was a central location that would have offered NATO a better position for outreach and communication with the people of Pristina. When the NATO forces, including James Blunt and the head of his company, arrived and saw that the Russians already occupied the airfield, it seemed like it was only a matter of time before fighting broke out. It seemed a certainty when NATO troops were told to invade and force the Russians out of the way. Blunt, however, disagreed. He felt invading would cause undue tensions with the Russians and potentially undo all of the peacekeeping that had taken place since the Kosovo War ended just a few days prior. When he was told to invade the airfield, he refused. The order had come from a U.S. Army general, and by refusing, Blunt was risking being court-martialed. Thankfully, another general who was in Pristina agreed with Blunt and recognized the danger in invading as well. Within a few hours, he pulled all of the troops back, resolving the conflict peacefully. And that's James. Is that not like that's some things you just don't hear about people that you feel like you've heard about?
No wonder he started writing music. He's like, bro, this was a fucking wild world I was living in.
Right. And
he's like, I'm gonna just live peacefully now.
Right. Well, that's kind of like one of my heroes is Bob Ross. I love that dude. I'm a fucking Bob Ross addict. But he was a drill sergeant, and when he came home, he's like, I'm never yelling again. I'm only going to speak peacefully, and I'm only going to be gentle. But one of the reasons that I like this the most, I should say, the reason I like this the most is because it really does tie into both you and I and all of our friends' content. This was all about pushing back. It was all about defiance, defying the status quo to save something and make something better.
Yep, absolutely.
On that note, that's Hopelessly Human, and that's the show. We'll see you next time.